I'm going to show you the fastest ways to farm Zonaite in the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So Zonaites can be used to buy the crystallized charges and Zonaite charges. It's probably the most important item in the entire game, and you'll use it for auto build, which is the #1 thing I use it for. I've easily used over 2,000 of it auto building for these videos that I make and stuff. But the biggest one is large Zonaite is what I use in order to upgrade the batteries by getting large crystallized charges. And I use the small ones for auto building. I don't really like buying the crystallized charges with that, and I highly recommend that. Now, in order to farm this fast, we're going to need a few things. No matter what, the very first thing you're going to need is a hover bike. So in order to make a hover bike, we're going to take 2 fans, and we're going to take a steering stick. Now, the latest version of this that I've been using is to put a fan down like this, and then take this, tilt it up at an angle, and then stick it to that, and then take another fan, set it down, and then grab this, and then set it, attach it like to the top part of that back fan like that. This will make a hover bike that you can use in order to fly around. And with this, you can go up by holding back. You can go forward and down by holding forward. If you just want to go forward, you kind of just let it sit. I kind of made this one off center, so make sure to balance it correctly or else you'll slowly veer to a direction. So once you have this, the other things that you'll ideally want will be meals, because in doing this, you will take damage randomly while farming Zonaite the fastest way. So just make a bunch of meals of whatever. And if you happen to have Sundelions, then make some meals that also will restore, like, get rid of gloom, because you will take gloom damage when farming Zonaite as well. Additionally, it's optional, but bringing a really strong weapon with you, or a lot of strong weapons with you, is good. But you don't actually need weapons, and you'll also need a lot of mining tools like rock hammers, but you really don't need to worry too much about it, because if you just kill a few of the enemies at the mines we're going to, a lot of them, if not all of them, will drop rock hammers or tools like that, and they'll drop a lot of the weapons for you. So really, the biggest thing is to bring attachments that you can put on that will make stronger weapons, because the enemies will drop a lot of the weapons for you. So now the question of where do we go? Well, let me show you the farming route that I do. So the first thing I always check, and also keep in mind, everything respawns about every hour and a half to 2 hours for as far as ores and stuff. So just come back and do the farming route every hour or two, and then you'll be able to do the whole thing again and again and again. That's what I usually do. I go and play, make videos, come back, and then just farm it all again. So what we do is we drop into the hole right here on the map, go to the Great Abandoned Central Mine and get auto build if you don't already have it, so you can just summon that bike whenever you want for 9 Zonaite. Then you're going to go down here for the first part of the farm, which is a Corodat light route. We're also going to need exploring at a lot of light routes. You can say I have a lot of this explored, but we'll talk more about what you need. I've explored a lot more than I actually need for the Zonaite farm. So the first thing we're going to do every cycle is go to the Corodat light route, and we can go over here to the west. You can drop down right over to here, and there's some rocks right there that you can mine. You can kill the enemies and take the rocks, or you can just run around, take the rocks, pick up the Zonaite, and ignore the enemies. And then you'll head over here to this hole in the ground, and then from this hole in the ground, there's a few different spots. There's one right up there. You can see the Zonaite chunk right there to break. And then you'll head over here. There's 2 over here. There's actually 2 over there. Just haven't respawned yet. And then down here, there's 3. Only 2 are here right now because I've been here recently. And each one, you'll just come down here and you'll use whatever tool you want to use to mine them. And you'll grab all your Zonaite, obviously. Now, once we're done with that, there's a few more good places to go if you have them. So one really nice place is the Yikot light route, which you can get to by going to this hole in the ground by the Rebello Wetland Skyview Tower. And then you go over to this one, and there's a bunch of stuff to pick up around here that are it's really easy to get if you have the hover bike. So right around this one, you'll see there's 2 right there. There are 2 over here by the lava. And then there's also 2 that are up there by the lava. It's kind of hard to see them, but there's 2 up there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the get the hover bike. Take the hover bike, and now I'm not going to mine these, but you're going to go up from that light route, and you're going to head over this way to the north, and there's a mine over here that you'll be able to get a bunch of it real fast. So you can go over here, and you don't want to start in the hole because it's easier to go down than it is to go up, but you can start over here and then just jump off your hover bike. It was 9 Zonaite in order to fly up here. There's some right there. I don't know if they're all there right now. I can't remember. Yeah, and then there's 2 right there, and then there's 1 there, and there's 3 down there, and you'll grab those real fast while you're here. And then there's also, you can work your way down here with a hover bike, and you can go to the Kotam light route, and this one also has some right next to it. So this light route, just make sure you're not confused, bottom right of the map right there. Again, get in from that hole by the Rebello Wetland Skyview Tower and fly over to it. And for this one, you can head over here to the west, and there's all this stuff over here. And you can go down here, and there's more stuff to mine where you don't even need to spawn anything in. There's some right there. You can see one over there. And then there's also more if you head down here. You can see a few off in the distance right there. So that's another good place to go to pick up some real fast. Then after that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into this hole in the ground right here, or the one right over here in the Gerudo area. And you're going to want to get over to this one, the Gonatorios Light Route, and head to this one. This one has a really good spot. Now for this one, you're going to spawn another hover bike or whatever flying machine you like and go to the south. So from here, we can go south, and you'll see I have it marked right here with these gem markers. There's a camp right here that you can loot, which is just a normal camp. But then also, right along this ridge, there's a crap ton of Zonaite chunks. They're not even all here right now because I did mine them somewhat recently. But there's like 7 or something right here. So you can mine all of them right there. That's another huge chunk that you can pick up super fast. That's right next to a light route. Then after that, we have the farming route to go for. So you want to only mine in this area. And there's a reason you want to mine in this area. And this area is like, this is like the beginner noob area because it's underneath a central Hyrule. So all the enemies here are going to be as weak as they can be anywhere in the depths. So this is a great place to farm. So we're going to start at the Nogukyok light route just by the Great Abandoned Central Mine, which is right next to that hole where you drop in right here. And starting from this one, I have all these things marked. If you want, you can just pause the video, take a screenshot of this map. It doesn't have literally everything marked, but it has like, I don't know, like 60, 70% of all the spots mapped. And then from this point, what you'll do is you'll slowly stamp everything on your map as you find camps. And then you'll go to each camp, and you'll do something along the lines of this. You'll jump off, glide, and then, I don't have a weapon equipped, hold on. Take your weapon, and then slam, hit everybody, grab the Zonaite, and then it's up to you. If you want to kill them all, you can. Wow, just got blasted. If you want to kill them all, you can. Otherwise, you can just run around and try to ignore them and just grab all the Zonaite like this. And then once you grab most or all of the Zonaite, you're going to use Ultra Hand, and you're going to grab your device that you flew in with, and you're going to set it back down. Ideally set it away, depending on how you're being chased. And get on and hope you don't get blasted in the back. And then you're just going to fly on to the next one. And I'll have one over here, and I'll go to that one. And then after that one, I'll go here, and then I'll go to here, and then here, and then here, here, and then all the way through this, and then all the way through that, and then up through here, and then up through that, and then up through that. And you'll just go camp to camp to camp like that, and kill enemies, pick up rock hammers, use rock hammers, destroy all the stuff, loot everything, fly away, and just keep doing that. And this is going to be your fastest way, hands down. Like, when I need Zonaite, this is like after I grab those other ones, if I want to get even more, I go and do this, and it's probably even faster than the first ways that I showed you. I mean, those mines are good. This is like right up there close to the same speed. It's probably a little bit slower realistically, but it sure feels faster sometimes. Now you're just going to do a farming route. Just look at this map that I have here. All these crystal icons are these camps. The skulls are the bosses. And then just make up your own route with these. And this area, all these enemies are super weak and easy to deal with. But now when it comes to farming Zonaite, we need to talk about these bosses, because it depends on what you're using Zonaite for. But if the reason you're farming Zonaite is to get crystallized charges to increase your battery, then you may want to fight these bosses because they'll effectively give you Zonaite. Because when you kill one of these bosses in the depths, any boss in the depths is going to give you 20 crystallized charge for beating them. Now, if you're not doing this for crystallized charge, if you actually just want Zonaite, whenever it's one of these frocks, you can just kind of blow them off a little bit and try to just mine this stuff and then run away. Although be careful because he might jump on you. But you can try to just ignore him and then blow up all the stuff and just take it and run. But it is very dangerous to do this just because of his jump attack, which he's doing right now. But you could try to just, you know, ignore him and take all his Zonaite and run. Now, if you want to kill this guy, though, the easiest way to do this is to take a Hesse eyeball and aim above his eye like this, and it'll go straight into his eye. Then you can climb onto his back. And any of the frocks in this beginner area that I showed you over here are extremely weak. So you can kill them really fast if you have a strong weapon. I might be able to get him in one cycle, actually. So yeah, you can get him in one cycle. Now, what you would do if you don't get him in one cycle, he'll launch you in the air and you can glide. And then you can just shoot your bow while you're falling. And then you'll slow fall and you can just hit him in the eyeball. So just figure that one out, and then those guys are easy. And then there's stone golem guys named taluses, and you literally just climb on their back and start beating on a stone depending on where it's at. And you'll also find flux constructs, which are a pretty standard enemy down here. And you'll also find hinoxes, which are pretty easy to deal with. And if you kill them, you'll get 20 crystallized charge each time, which will save you Zonaite in the long run. And that is my go-to Zonaite farm. If you do that Zonaite farm, you will have more Zonaite than you can ever need. I can literally, in 30 minutes, probably get something like 800 to 1,000 Zonaite or something if I actually go through camp to camp to camp. Something along those lines. And get enough large Zonaite for like 5 or 6 battery upgrades in 30 minutes or something. It's really, really, really fast if you use that route. Also, another thing you can do that you might be interested in if you're looking up this video is you can get this Zonaite armor, and I'll have a link for this somewhere in the description of this video, maybe below the first paragraph. I remember to put it there. And the Zonaite armor will make your battery drain half as fast. So basically your battery lasts twice as long by having this armor set on. You can see here it has energy up, which with all 3, again, reduces your battery consumption. And if you upgrade all the armor to level 2, it gives a set bonus that will make it so your battery recharges twice as fast as well. So if that's something that you're interested in and you're doing all this for battery reasons, well, that also is something to look into. And one last quick thing you can do if you want to, and I forgot to mention earlier, you can just go to the Natria Shrine and you can drop off to right here by the Flux Construct platform and then glide into this cave from the beginning of the game. And that one also has a ton of Zonaite in it. That's another good quick pick-me-up as well if you want to do that one. But either way, guys, I hope this video helped you out. Now, if you do other things I showed you, as far as I'm aware, this is like literally the fastest way to farm Zonaite in the entire game. As far as the small Zonaite, it's literally the fastest way as far as I know. As for the large Zonaite, the only way that's faster is using the duplication glitch, which I have a link for that in the description of this video if you want to learn how to duplicate items. But the small ones, even with the duplication glitch, you don't even want to do it because it's slower to duplicate them than it is to just farm them with the methods that I showed you in this video. Well, either way, now you know the fastest ways to farm Zonaite in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.